What song does a star sing when it's all by itself? What sound does a comet make when it's flying around? And did you know that the sun enjoys playing the drums? And did you know that the moon has a favorite tune? Well, you might think that outer space is a quiet place, but there's a melody in all that astronomy. Well, I roam through galaxies looking for sounds that interest me. There's too many to mention if I just pay attention. Songs and sounds, music and noise can be as much fun as a box full of toys. Songs and sounds, music and noise, I'll catch them all with my lasso and bring them to you. I'm Mary Farfisa.
Today's episode, The Empty Eggs of Embrios.
Hi, I'm Mary Farfisa. I thought before we begin today's story, we should catch everyone up on what's been happening. A lot's been going on in outer space, and a lot of it has to do with Handyman How and Jane Syrah.
Perhaps you should start by reminding them of who Handyman How is, Mary.
Handyman How is a very mysterious being who has roamed the universe for ages. If something goes wrong in the universe, like glitches in gravity or paper cuts in time, Handyman How is there to fix it.
Like a scientist who solves complex problems. Like a repairman who fixes whatever gets broken. Like a doctor who...
Don't go there.
Handyman How is able to fix things like that because he has the toolbox and all the tools in it. He has the sonic pliers, the sonic hammer, the sonic saw.
No sonic screwdriver?
Sonic screwdriver? Don't be silly.
Sorry, my bad.
The toolbox, however, does much more than hold the tools. It's an amazing space vehicle that can travel from one end of the universe to the other and slip through dimensions in the blink of an eye. Whoever controls the toolbox controls all the amazing tools inside of it. And whoever controls the toolbox can go just about anywhere they want to go.
And that's why Jane Syrah, Handyman How's brilliant but obnoxious young assistant, stole it from him.
I need to get to the planet Embrios, and nothing is going to stop me. Handyman How has been keeping a big secret from me. The answer to where I came from and what kind of being I really am.
Jane Syrah came out of an egg that Handyman How found by accident. He says he's never been able to find out what kind of egg it was or where it came from. But Jane Syrah doesn't believe him.
Would you? He solves every other riddle he puts his mind to.
When Jane Syrah stole the toolbox, Handyman How asked Briscoe and me to help find her. We were glad to do it because Handyman How really needs the toolbox to keep the universe in good shape. And also because, well, Jane Syrah is not very easy to like. She's...
Rude.
Yes.
Arrogant.
Yeah.
Bratty.
True.
Self-centered.
Right.
Bad-tempered.
I think they get the picture, Briscoe. Anyway, we never did catch up with Jane Syrah, but we did get trapped on an asteroid while we were looking for her. And and it looked like we might have to spend eternity dancing a ballet with robot baboons. But to our surprise, Jane Syrah showed up and saved us.
That's true. But right after that, she took off with the toolbox again.
Handyman Hao decided he wanted to look for Jane Syrah on his own. He got a multi-dimensional jetpack with a 4-cylinder wormhole converter, and he started chasing Jane Syrah around the cosmos with it strapped to his back. Briscoe and I returned to the inflatable house. But not long after, I was captured by Governess Gertrude and put in time out.
Yes, 24 Mackie Doodles in time out.
Governess Gertrude thought that I was Jane Syrah. Then, Governess Gertrude caught the real Jane Syrah and put her in timeout with me. And that's where I found out why she had taken the toolbox.
Harmonia, the sugar-powered space oracle, was in timeout with them. Stoked up on cookies, Harmonia predicted that Jane Syrah would find the answer to her question on the planet Embrios, but only if she went there alone.
And the only way Jane Syrah can get to Embrios is if she has the toolbox. That's why I didn't tell Handyman Hao where Jane Syrah was. I wanted to give her time to complete her quest before she had to give the toolbox back.
And that's what I'm on the edge of doing right now. If I can get through the big obstacle that makes Planet Embrios so hard to get to. It's called the Wall of Sleep. And they say no one can get through it without falling asleep. But I'm Jane Syrah. My brain power is second to none. No wall of sleep is going to knock me out. Not to mention, I stocked up on super strong espresso before I left. 10 crates of the stuff. It should keep me super caffeinated till I get through the wall of sleep. The brand I got is supposed to be the best in the galaxies. Cool Cat Espresso.
Drink Cool Cat Espresso. Made from moonbeams.
Espresso.
It's cool, man. When things are crazy. When things are copacetic. When things are cool. Drink Cool Cat Espresso. Made from moonbeams.
Espresso.
Drink Cool Cat Espresso.
Cool Cat Espresso. I hope it's as strong as people say it is. The girl that took my order was pretty weird.
Hello, man. This is Cool Cat Espresso Company. Blase Cool Cat speaking. May I, take your order?
Yes, my name is Jane Syrah, and I'd like to order...
You know, man, order is not a really nice word for what we're doing here. Bad vibes all over it, man. It's so class-oriented. You dig? Maybe we should call it like a request, man.
Yes, all right, whatever. My name is Jane Syrah. That's S-A-R-R-A-H! Exclamation point! And I'd like to request.
We should call it a wish. You dig, man? A wish. That sounds très magical. You can make a wish. And I, Blase the Cool Cat, will be your caffeine genie.
All right, it's a wish then. I wish for 10 crates of your strongest espresso.
You spell your name with an exclamation point, man?
Yes, I do.
Why, man?
Because I'm special. That's why. It conveys the excitement one should feel at seeing me.
We are all special, man.
Stop calling me man. And we're not all special. just about everyone's mind-numbingly ordinary, except for me, and maybe Handyman How. The rest of you are just background scenery.
You have issues, man.
You bet I do! And my biggest issue right now is trying to order
Wish for?
10 crates of your strongest espresso and not being able to get past their stupid receptionist.
I have frustrated you. I am Blase Cool Cat, Caffeine Genie, and daughter of the president of the Cool Cat Espresso Company. I know I'm not the best at this job, but my mommy-o insisted that I try handling a part-time job, you dig? But it is so not my bag. I am a sensitive soul, an artiste.
I don't care.
And work is such an uninspiring concept.
Look, chick, life is all about work. Things working or things not working, and when things aren't working, they have to be fixed, and that used to be my job when I was with Handyman How. And it was a good job, and I was the best at it.
It used to be your job? You were the best at it? Why is it no longer your job if you were so good at it?
Well, I quit.
Why? It sounds like your job was très important.
Well, yeah, it was very important. It was the most important job ever. Fixing things when the fabric of the universe itself breaks down. And me and Handyman How, we were... Hey, wait a Mickey Dot. Why am I telling this to a spacey moon cat working a part-time job? I just want to wish for 10 crates of your strongest espresso. Yeah, what a weird chick that was. But at least they shipped the espresso to me by teleportonium. Super quick. Now I just have to find that sonic espresso maker Handyman How got for gifts giving a few poppy diddles ago. Where is it? It's not in the sonic closet behind the sonic hammer. It's not in this bin of sonic screws left over from putting sonic furniture together. What about these sonic cupboards in the sonic kitchen? There's the sonic blender and the sonic waffle iron and there it is, behind the sonic rice cooker. HH probably hid it because he thought I had too much energy as it was. Got it! I am amazing, and nothing can hide from me.
Greetings, space traveler. This is an automated courtesy call from Galactic Control. Our incoming data shows you are about to enter the space zone known as the Wall of Sleep. The Wall of Sleep is designated unnavigable by Galactic Control. Space travelers are advised that it is nearly impossible to stay awake once one has entered the Wall of Sleep. Automated navigation systems will not work inside the Wall of Sleep. You are advised to avoid this area.
Try to stop me!
Our incoming data shows you are still approaching the Wall of Sleep. You are advised to change course.
Nope! I'm on my way to Embrios!
Our incoming data shows you have entered the Wall of Sleep.
Bingo!
Our incoming data shows you are going deeper into the Wall of Sleep. Did you bring warm jammies?
Won't be necessary! I just finished the 9th crate of Cool Cat Espresso, and I'm wired for sound!
Our incoming data shows you have not heeded our warning. Nighty-night, space traveler.
I'm halfway through the Wall of Sleep, and I'm not sleepy at all. Embrios, here I come. Whoa! What am I doing on the balcony of this palace? And look at that. A gabillion people gathered around below as far as the eye can see.
Welcome, Jane Sarah.
Who are you?
I am the Prime Minister of Embrios, who has watched over our planet till the glorious day of your return.
Oh!
Welcome back to the planet Embrios. Our planet has missed you terribly since you left in the ovoid protection chamber.
Ovoid protection chamber? You mean my egg?
Oh, what a humble name for the device that protected our future queen till her birth.
Future queen?
Yes, you, Jane Sarah,
With an exclamation point?
are the perfect specimen that our biological engineering teams worked for ages to create. A perfect intellect combined with a fierce and courageous heart. Dark forces threatened to steal you away from us. You were put in the ovoid protection chamber and hidden away until those dark forces could be vanquished. We have awaited your return. You have all of the embryos waiting to do your bidding now that you've
Hatched?
emerged. Hail, Queen Jane Sarah, the perfect being.
Huh? Whoa. I did get a little drowsy just for a second. Maybe I should turn on the sonic radio to help keep me awake.
All with my lasso and bring them to you. I'm Mary Farfisa.
Today's episode, a visit from Handyman How.
What do you know? I can pick up Little Mary Farfisa's radio show all the way out here. What's HH doing at Mary Farfisa's house? He better not ask her to be his new assistant. I was just starting to find her somewhat bearable.
Handyman How? What are you doing here?
I'm leaving on a little trip, but I thought I'd stop by here first to say hello to you and Briscoe. I have some exciting news.
What is it, Handyman How?
I've located Jane Sarah. I know exactly where she is and exactly where she's going. And with my multi-dimensional jetpack, I'll be able to catch up with her and stop her before she gets there.
That's what you think, HH.
So you're going to take the toolbox away from her?
Of course! She's had it far too long. Things are breaking down all over the galaxies, and without the toolbox, it's been a tough job to fix everything.
Without me, you mean? I was the best assistant you ever had.
Where do you think Jane Sarah is going, Handyman How?
A little planet called Embrios, on the other side of the Wall of Sleep. She'll have a tough time getting there. Very few beings can make it through the Wall of Sleep and stay awake. They fall asleep and drift until the wall spits them back out again. Good thing, too. I don't want her to ever set foot on Embrios.
Why not, Handyman How?
It's a dreadful place, not worth visiting at all. She'd be bored there, and that would put her in a very bad mood. And with a toolbox, she can take her bad moods out on people in very bad ways.
Like making the people of Stuffed Shirtica listen to all of Skunk Mustache's records non-stop for 3 dippy pops, whether they wanted to or not?
How do you know about that?
Oh, I get around.
I suppose you do. Anyway, those people on Stuffed Shirtica could use a dose of Skunk Mustache with their music police and their awful government-controlled music.
Hey, maybe you should let Jane Sarah visit Embrios too, before you take the toolbox back.
No. I don't want her stepping foot on Embrios. Oh, hello, Briscoe.
Hello, Handyman How. What brings you here?
I'm on my way to catch Jane Syrah and get the toolbox back. But first, I thought I might interest Mary Farfisa in a game of space checkers. Jane Syrah and I used to play space checkers all the time, and I sort of miss it.
Aw, of course I'll play a game with you. And maybe we could play 2 games. Or maybe 10.
I'm glad you like the idea, Mary, but I only have so much time to spare if I'm going to catch up with Jane Syrah.
Well, at least 2 out of 3, please.
I think Mary's trying to stall Handyman How, so he won't catch up with Jane Syrah.
Ugh, ouch! What was that? Oh, ick. I think that was a pang of gratitude. Yuck.
Briscoe, can you put Handyman How's multi-dimensional jetpack in your workshop while we set up the checkerboard?
I suppose.
Right this way, Handyman How. We can play in the living room.
He misses playing space checkers with me. Whoa, oops, started to drift off again. Gotta get more cool cat espresso inside me. One more.
Hi, Mary. How's the game of space checkers going?
Handyman How is really good. He's already got me cornered. Briscoe, do you have his multi-dimensional jetpack?
Yes, it's right over there.
I need you to go somewhere with it. Just take off with it for a while. I'm no match for him at space checkers. And when we're done playing, he's going to fly off and stop Jane Syrah from going to Embryo.
I can't steal from Handyman How. It would be as bad as Jane Syrah stealing the toolbox.
You wouldn't be stealing it. You'd just be borrowing it. He wouldn't mind. We're his best friends.
No, we're not.
Well, he likes us at least.
I don't know how much he'll like me if I take off with his multi-dimensional jetpack.
But if you don't, he'll use it to stop Jane Syrah from finding out where she came from.
But Mary...
I just want to give Jane Syrah enough time to get to Embrios and find out who she is. I think Jane Syrah was right when she said he knew where she came from, but didn't want her to find out.
But Mary...
Come on, Briscoe. Just go somewhere with it for a while. You could visit that old record store on Wapanala. You could be there in less than a Mickey dot. And look, the multi-dimensional jetpack is fully charged and ready to go. Old records, Briscoe.
Well, but I don't know how to work this thing.
It can't be that hard. Here, I'll put it on your back. Just strap it around you. And here's some buttons, and he was pushing when he got here, and then there's some dials you twist. And what does this button say?
Random destination.
Random destination, right.
Don't push it.
Mary, are you in there?
It's Handyman How. Oops.
Mary?
Oh, Handyman How. Yes, I'm coming.
I thought I heard some beeps and a whoosh.
Oh, that must have been Briscoe. He's been listening to a lot of techno lately.
Yes. Never got into it myself. Anyway, it's your move. Let's see if you can think your way out of the trap I've set for you.
Okay.
And as soon as I've won, I mean as soon as the game's over, I'll be off to catch up with Jane Syrah.
Right.
It's, your move, Mary.
I know. I'm thinking, would you like a muffin with balupa fruit jam, Handyman How?
It sounds delicious, but I really have to leave soon to catch up with Jane Syrah.
Oh, it'll just take a Mickey dot. Let me pop into the kitchen and I'll be right back.
Well, all right.
I've got to call Briscoe on his hoof radio and see where he's ended up.
Hello?
Briscoe, where are you?
I'm on a small asteroid called Laftrachia.
Laftrachia?
Yes, the inhabitants of the asteroid are puzzling, but highly responsive to visitors.
What do you mean? And what is all that laughing and clapping?
That's the inhabitants of Laughtrachia. They clap or laugh every time I do or say anything.
No way!
Yes way. I'll show you. Tell me one of those jokes you and Witchway like so much. A real stinker. Let me put you on speaker.
Okay. Why didn't the sun go to college? It already had 1,000,000 degrees.
See? They even laughed at that.
So, you're all right?
Yes. And I figured out how to program the multi-dimensional jetpack. I'm heading to the record store on Wapanala next.
Okay, I'm gonna stall Handyman Hal for as long as I can.
Almost there. I better get through the wall of sleep quick. I just finished the last cup of Cool Cat espresso.
Greetings, space traveler. You are entering the atmosphere of the planet Embrios.
I did it! I got through the wall of sleep. Toolbox, analyze the planet and throw the data on the screen. I want to see what Embrios is like. There's only one non-natural structure on the whole planet, and only one life form.
Yes, that would be me. I am Julius, keeper of the Temple of the Cosmic Bird.
There! I win again! Now, I really must be off to catch Jane Sarah.
Can't we play just one more game?
No, Mary. If I don't leave now, I won't be able to catch Jane Sarah before she gets to Embrios. Can I please have my multi-dimensional jetpack?
Briscoe had to go somewhere, so he borrowed it.
What? Mary Farfisa, what is going on? If I didn't know better, I'd swear you were trying to keep me from catching Jane Sarah.
Well, I guess I am.
But why, Mary?
Because she's trying to find out where she came from and what kind of person hatches out of an egg like she did. And she thinks that you already know the answers, but you won't tell her. But that isn't true, is it, Handyman Hal? You wouldn't keep something so important as that from Jane Sarah, would you?
Of course I would.
What?
In fact, I've done everything I can to keep Jane Sarah from finding out.
Handyman Hal!
I'm sorry, Mary, but I did it for her own good. The last thing Jane Sarah wants is the answer to her question.
Welcome to Embrios. You are looking at the magnificent temple of the Cosmic Bird.
A big gold tower shaped like a bird, inscribed above the door, Temple of the Cosmic Bird. You do realize that temple is spelled wrong, and that bird is not spelled B-U-R-D?
Sorry, I'm not very good at spelling. But please, come inside, Miss...
Sarah, with an exclamation point.
Come inside. Look, this is the main exhibit hall.
Are those dinosaur skeletons? No, wait. They're the bones of giant birds, and the bones are made of gold.
Yes, these are the remains of the cosmic birds. Magnificent creatures that laid wondrous eggs when the universe was new. I have reassembled their golden bones in honor of them and what they gave to the cosmos.
Look at the wingspan of this one. Incredible. The wings go from one end of the temple to the other.
Yes, this is the Star Eagle. Here, press the button in front of its skeleton. You'll hear its story.
All right. Nothing's happening.
Press it again and sort of hold it down for a moment. It sticks sometimes. Sorry, I'm not very good at technical things.
I'll say.
Welcome to the Temple of the Starbirds. You are looking at the remains of one of the great cosmic birds of Embrios, the Star Eagle.
There we are.
Legend tells of a family of cosmic birds who flew the universe, visiting the planets and leaving them covered with their magic eggs. The eggs these magnificent creatures laid were empty, but the eggs listened, somehow, to the needs of the cosmos, and slowly in them formed the exact beings that the fledgling universe was calling out for. Great beings who would inspire and shape the galaxies once they hatched and went out into the stars.
I knew it! I knew it! I'm one of those magnificent beings! I came out of an egg of a magnificent cosmic bird! I am destined for great things. I am not an ordinary creature. I'm special. I'm something better than the rest. I'm the child of a cosmic bird, destined to shape the universe.
Indeed you are. The bones of your ancestor glowed when you entered the atmosphere of Embrios. That's how we know which cosmic bird laid the egg you emerged from.
Which cosmic bird hatched my egg? Do you know? Was it the Star Eagle? I'll bet it was.
No.
So it must have been this one over here, the Star Falcon. By the way, you spelled falcon wrong. The plaque said it was the fiercest cosmic bird. Look at me. I'm fierce.
Yes, I don't doubt it. But no, you're not a hatchling of the fierce Star Falcon.
Oh, so it's this one, the Star Peacock, known for its beauty. That must be where my good looks and sense of style comes from.
I'm afraid the egg you came from was not one of the Star Peacock's eggs either.
So, which cosmic bird am I the descendant of?
Your egg was laid by the Star Dodo.
Star Dodo?
Yes, the Star Dodo. Come along, I'll show you her bones. We keep them in the basement.
You keep the bones of my ancestor in the basement?
I'm afraid so. Right this way. There she is.
Ugh! That's the stupidest looking giant bird I've ever seen.
Of course. It's the Star Dodo. The only failure of the great family of cosmic birds.
Failure? You're telling me the great Jane Syrah, who solved the toughest riddles in the universe and who travels through time and space in the most remarkable vehicle ever invented, was hatched from an egg laid by a cosmic failure?
The Star Dodo was the only unsuccessful starbird species. It was simply too stupid to survive for long. It did lay plenty of eggs, but all of its eggs were unsuccessful too. Every creature that has come out of one has been spectacularly unremarkable.
I came all the way to Embrios for this?
All of the starbird's hatchlings are compelled to come to Embrios, even the hatchlings of the Star Dodo. The Star Dodo's children rarely make it, of course. They haven't the brain power to get past the walls of sleep.
Wait a minute, Dad. If the hatchlings of the Star Dodo are so stupid, and I'm supposed to be one of them, then how did I make it here?
The children of the Star Dodo are not just stupid, Jane Syrah. They can be effective in a number of ways.
Defective? What do you mean, defective?
Why, just look at me. I'm a descendant of the Star Dodo, too. I can seem quite intelligent and very functional for a while, but I'm highly defective. I can't spell, give directions, or make sense for very long at a time. And every once in a while, I make a noise like this.
You're an idiot.
Yes, now you're beginning to understand.
I don't believe this.
Oh, but it's true. When you landed on the surface of Embrios, the skeleton of the Star Dodo glowed in recognition. Then its beak fell off. I've tried everything to get that beak to stay on, but it keeps falling off.
So, I'm the offspring of a ridiculous-looking, dim-witted, defective bird.
Yes, it is your heritage.
This is beyond horrible. I'm leaving now.
Wouldn't you like to see our gift shop?
Get out of my way, Julius!
We have Star Dodo t-shirts. We have storybooks about the Star Dodo and how remarkably useless it was. Oh, and the plush Star Dodo is adorable. It even makes a noise when you squeeze it.
Mary, you know how much being special means to Jane Syrah. She prides herself on being the smartest and the very best at whatever she decides to do. Jane Syrah thinks of herself as the most special creature in the universe.
Yes, I know. But what is it that you don't want her to find out?
One moment, Mary. I have a call. Handyman How here. That's Handyman How, not why, not where, and
Definitely not who. I know. H. I've heard you say it enough times.
Jane Syrah, is that you?
It's me. I'm just calling to tell you I'm headed to Mary Farfisa's house to give the toolbox back to you.
You are? That's marvelous. And we have work to do. All sorts of things have broken down all over the galaxies.
Sure. But I'm not smart enough to be your assistant. You've been carrying me all this time when I thought I was the brilliant one. But you're the brilliant one. You can't have an assistant who's defective.
Defective? You're the least effective girl in the universe.
Sure I am. H. Don't mind me. I'm just being silly. It's sort of my heritage, you know. Silly and ridiculous. Don't worry about it. I'll be there soon to hand over the keys.
Jane Syrah. Jane! She hung up.
What's wrong, Handyman How?
That was Jane Syrah. She's bringing the toolbox back. And she doesn't want to be my assistant anymore.
But why, Handyman How?
Because she finally knows where she came from.
You've been listening to The Empty Eggs of Embrios, today's episode of Mary Farfisa's Outer Space Radio Theater, written and produced by Jim Sheff. Today's story starred Kara Albach as Mary Farfisa, Leslie Baker as the Prime Minister of Embrios, Jim Sheff as Briscoe the Space Horse, Bill Culbertson as Julius, Chris Culbertson as Galactic Control and the recorded announcement. James Hassapis played Handyman How, and Katie King was Jane Syrah.
Mary Farfisa and today's Mary Farfisa's Outer Space Radio Theater Adventure are copyright 2017 by Jim Sheff, all rights reserved.